Welcome back, and joining me for a closer look at what's played out on the market scene today is Andrew Padoa from Sasfin Wealth. Thank you so much for your time, Andrew. Looking at how the JSE has performed today, gold is once again the star performer on the JSE, with the Resources 10 complex actually being the only index that's pushed in the green today. What's pushing the gold miners higher as we start the week?
Hi, Zanati. Thanks for having me on the show. Well, we saw on the weekend that the price of gold went up. I think it was about $26. And all these gold miners are obviously highly leveraged to the gold price. So, the gold's gone up this year, but nowhere near what these gold miners have done. They're up 100%, 150, 170%. So yeah, it's been an incredible run for the gold miners this year.
All right. Well, before we get on to the company news that came out of the JSE today, a very, very interesting thing there, as we saw Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway deciding to sell its stake in BYD, which is quite surprising considering the fact that these electric car makers, and particularly in China, there seems to be a lot of interest and growth in them.
So I think Berkshire's had these shares for 17 years, Zanati, so they've been really patient here. I think they can actually thank Charlie Munger for this. It was his relationship with Li Lu, that the Chinese Warren Buffett, that kind of connected the dots and got them to meet BYD founder. And I think they made 20 times their money. But they've been gradually selling that position over the last 2 years. I think the thing with EVs is it's a competitive space now. So maybe BYD, they're still very strong, and maybe a decade ago had a massive lead. But there are 100 other companies in China trying to do the same thing now. Yeah. So it's a very competitive space.
Yeah, very, very competitive, and really just that landscape driving prices further and further down. So we'll see how that competition plays out in the near future. Well, let's get into some of the company news that came out on the JSE. We did have PPC releasing its 4-month operational update. The cement maker saying that it continues to see good progress in its turnaround strategy, and of course that's translating into an improvement in its performance even in a weaker macroeconomic environment. What are the key boosters of investor sentiment here? I actually saw that the share price was up about almost 4% today.
So Nati, I think the sales were fine from South Africa as well as Botswana, but I think PPC, with their kind of turnaround strategy, have been driving efficiencies within the business, and that's created higher margins. And so that's why we've seen profits up a lot higher than what sales have been. We've also had in Zimbabwe, there's some tariffs going on there, so I think PPC's done well in the Zimbabwean space. So yeah, their sales have been up 22% in that sector. So yeah, good things from PPC, and hopefully more things to come.
All right. Well, we did have quite a few things coming out of Renogen. So firstly, releasing an interim trading statement today, the helium and LNG company seeing its loss widening, and it's highlighted a number of costs that it's incurred. Yep. Is this more confirmation that it needs a financial savior?
Well, if you look at the share price, I think shareholders think otherwise. It's made a massive recovery over the last year or so. But like you said, lots of once-off kind of things going on. There was some depreciation, once-off costs linking to the merger. Some costs that were previously capitalized are now booked as regular expenses, which made the losses even further. So there's lots going on there. But then, as you mentioned earlier, the Renogen and the Springbok Solar have settled their issues. So maybe that's why the shares were up 6% today. I didn't think the trading statement was very exciting.
Yeah, well, actually, I mean, what does the resolution of that legal dispute mean for Renogen's operations?
So it means that Renogen's subsidiary, I think it's Terra 4, retains exclusive rights to the natural gases in that area in the Free State. I think that's what the fight's been all about. So everyone can kind of just shake hands and now move on.
All right. Well, moving on to your stock pick for today, Andrew. Where are you seeing value?
Sure, Zanati. So I'm going with S&P Global. Their shares dipped last week after FactSet reported some rather disappointing results. So we saw that whole sector come under pressure. Nothing specific to S&P Global. But they're a phenomenal business. They've been around for over a century. Really strong growth drivers in that ratings space. So we see this pullback as an opportunity to get into a quality business.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time and for your insights on what has moved investors' money today, Andrew. That was Andrew Padoa from Sasfin Wealth.